where does revenue come from? Where does revenue come from? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put together a model, and you've seen this before, and I've put this in the blog post in the past around where does revenue come from, but I want to model it up here on the whiteboard so you can see it built out. And if we want to start with money, let's just say this is where we're focusing our time, energy, and attention. Well, where does this money come from? Well, the money can come from one of three places. It can come from new, it can come from existing, and maybe it comes from kind of, let's say partnership or referral type agreements where you're an advocate or you're reselling somebody else's product. So there could be a new revenue stream within your existing base, a new revenue stream within your existing products, growth within your existing customers, or some kind of referral fee or affiliate fee. So those are three different ways that an organization might make money. Now, inside your organization, you might look at this and say, well, we get some of our money from our website, we get some of our money from direct outreach that people are doing. A couple of different ways to look at the first side of this equation. On the other side of the equation, well, if once money comes in, then it's existing, we create an opportunity to grow it. Let's actually move existing over. So money comes in, converts into business, we can find opportunity to grow it. Let's take existing from the left side and move it over to the right side. And let's call this retention and expansion. So on one side of the equation, we have retention and expansion. On the other side, in the middle, we have initial acquisition. And then now we can start to look at what are the things that are done to create demand. And demand can actually come from a couple of different places. You can do advertisement. You could do marketing. So advertisement, paid ads, you can market. Both areas that are extremely weak for me. Or you can do things like direct sales. You can work with partners. The point of this is being able to lay out on your whiteboard a model that says, where does money come from? Which side of the equation does that money need to be on? Which side of the model does the money need to be on? Is it existing customers or is it new customers? And then what are the sources of that money? Once you've laid this out and you can build your own map inside your organization and understand where each of these pieces are, then you can get to the point to say, okay, I'm starting to struggle with, maybe it's initial acquisition. What does that mean? So now I've got a problem inside initial acquisition. Now I can focus my attention on this problem. Maybe my problem is more focused on how am I growing large customers, strategic accounts. Maybe I think there's other opportunities here. So now I focus my time, energy, attention on the problem here. The key is figuring out, identifying where the specific problem exists inside your organization so that you can spend time and attention in that specific box, solve for it, and move on to the next one, rather than trying to solve broadly and not accomplishing anything. So where does money come from? Money comes from demand. Once that demand is generated, pipeline should be created. So you create pipeline, you develop pipeline, and it turns into money. Once that money is converted, deals are closed won, then you move on to this side of the equation. You start looking at how do you make sure that you retain that business and expand the business. If you're struggling and just focusing clearly on the money part, the revenue part, but you're not putting your attention into the right box inside this model, you're probably wasting time, energy, and resources. So where does revenue come from? It starts with demand. That demand is converted into opportunities. Those opportunities are developed into closed won business. That closed won business is then developed into into growth, depending on the business model that you're operating on. The intention here is to just give you a model so that you can actually whiteboard out where does your money come from inside your organization. And then you can start to focus on, if you've got a challenge, you can be really specific, really detailed about where do you put your time, energy, and resource. And how do you stay focused on that thing? My recommendation, start with one.